Hello and welcome back. So here I'm re-recording this video because the sound in the previous one wasn't great and you were unable to hear me. So I do apologize. What I actually realized is that it's not the cable's fault, but the wrong mic was selected here during the recording process on Zoom. So I've checked. I usually check my sound, but that time I didn't, and it's a lesson. I'm learning from that experience. So thank you for your feedback as well. And let's get on. Let's see what's happening in the upcoming new moon in Scorpio. And this new moon will be on the 1st of November at 9 degrees of Scorpio. So the first decan of Scorpio, which also indicates that this is a very scorpionic, transformative, intense new moon. New moons are about new beginnings, new intentions. This is the beginning of a brand new cycle. So a great time for implementing these transformative intentions, changes, shifts into our life, depending where this new moon falls in your birth chart. Here, if you have any placements at around 9 degrees, one of the fixed signs, so that would be Scorpio, of course, Taurus, or Aquarius or Leo, then you will be under a greater influence of this new moon. And this is generally when things happen, when a natal planet point angle is activated, there is more activity, more action. And if your birthday falls on the 9th, happy birthday. And this coming year will be really interesting because you will be starting a new chapter in your life. This is what happens when our birthday falls on a new moon. This is a water lunation, and Scorpio is also a fixed sign. Whatever we start, initiate during a fixed new moon, even though sometimes we might be a little bit resistant to change and we might have to implement a little bit of more effort, more energy to take things off the ground. But this is about something that can have a long-lasting potential. All right, so here I'm going to share my screen with you like I did in the previous recording, and we'll discuss this new moon's influence on a collective level, mundane level, and then I will move into the forecast for each rising sign. This is a whole, tropical zodiac and Western astrology, and you can also watch it for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. I've recorded the 2025 horoscopes as well. And, I've been quite fascinated with Neptune's transition into Aries. I've got a quite strong Neptune in my chart, Sun and Neptune opposition, Pisces on the AC. So I think I've been kind of as I joked in one of the comments, under the Neptune's spell here with this a little bit of chaos that was created by the sound. But let me share my screen with you, and then we can explore the energies. All right, so as you can see, we've got a chart here for this new moon on the 1st of November at 9 degrees. And here, as I mentioned earlier, Scorpio is connected to deep transformation, rebirth, renewal, and intensity. Overall, Scorpio's energy is known for its intensity. And at the same time, with a Scorpio new moon, we are encouraged to confront our inner feelings, our inner emotions, but at the same time, release whatever no longer serve us. I know that the release point is usually the full moon, but here Scorpio is about regeneration. So as you create something transformative, generally for a transformation to occur, you need to let go of something, and in order to move forward, move in a brand new direction. Now, this new moon forms an harmonious trine with Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Saturn will station direct on the 15th of November. At this point, it's still retrograde. So here, Saturn's influence during this new moon can really, really help us to stay grounded, especially when it comes to that emotional intensity that we might be experiencing at this time. But at the same time, Saturn teaches us patience, wisdom, especially here during this time in the areas where we need to revisit old lessons, old commitments, because that's the retrograde phase of Saturn. It's all about something from the past, some old lessons or responsibilities, duties, commitments, and so on. Now, at the same time, we've got also a grand kite formation. So we've got a grand trine, a water grand trine, but also here we've put at 29 degrees of Capricorn. Here, this becomes a grand kite, water, heavily water dominated. So this also indicates that this new moon is generally very emotional, and there's a lot of intuitive energy flow as well. Now, here with the Grand Kite formation, overall, the Grand Kite can improve or enhance, if you will, the potential for growth, the potential for achievement as well. And this can, in turn, also help us to align our emotional needs, our emotional desires with practical, realistic, achievable action. Overall, the Grand Kite here during this new moon brings this amazing opportunity to channel the transformational energy of the new moon into tangible, focused goals, and at the same time allowing us to manifest our intentions with more clarity, with more awareness, with a greater awareness. Now, something that really stands out, of course, is Pluto being at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And Pluto will move into Aquarius on the 19th of November and will stay there for 2 decades. And Pluto at that anaretic 29th degree, here it really amplifies its influence. It's a really intense degree here in this case scenario. And this generally also signals a critical point connected to change, connected to deep transformation. That 29th degree gives us this now or never feeling, a feeling of crisis, a feeling that we are running out of time, especially here when it comes to mundane aspect of this new moon. This is related to power. This is related to authority, long-term structures. Capricorn's practical and disciplined nature merges with that emotional intensity of the water signs involved in the Grand Kite, which is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Now, Scorpio has got 2 rulers. The traditional ruler is Mars, and the modern ruler is Pluto. Interestingly, they are both at 29 degrees. So it's not just Pluto that's at 29 degrees, but it's also Mars. I find it really, really interesting because, as I mentioned earlier, that 29th degree represents that critical point of culmination, completion, and crisis, very often crisis as well. Overall, the planets positioned at 29th degree of a sign are generally finishing their journey through that sign, and they are carrying the highest expression of that sign's energy while preparing for a really, really significant and meaningful shift into the next. So it's kind of like you're almost there, but not yet. There's still something that needs to be accomplished. There's still something that needs to be completed. So what else could this mean with both rulers of this new moon being at 29 degree of a sign? At the same time, they are opposing each other. So this might feel like that final push to let go of past emotional baggage. Now, this could also indicate some really, really powerful societal, personal shifts, of course, as well. And this could generally also involve the final stages of a larger social transformation or a personal journey related to power, to freedom, or perhaps your place within society. Simultaneously, this is also about releasing outdated beliefs and embracing a new, more progressive way of thinking. And this is happening here collectively as we make this major, major shift into the age of Aquarius, with Pluto moving into Aquarius. for quite some time. Now, at the same time, these the 29th degree of Pluto and Mars and the opposition between the two, this is generally also a massive indication that there is this strong need for transformation here across on a global scale. And generally, this new moon in Scorpio, this lunation marks a point where change is not just encouraged, but necessary. So it's like the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new phase. All right, so a little bit about this new moon. Now let's have a look what this new moon means for you on an individual level. So I will look at each sign, and thank you very much, and let's begin. Hello, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming new moon in Scorpio. So we've got this new moon activating your 8th house. So there's this strong focus upon transformation, the area of shared and joined resources, anything to do with the deep emotional healing, anything to do with your intimate life as well. So overall, this is a really, really powerful moment, if you will, or an opportunity even to let go of emotional baggage, some emotional, deeply rooted traumas, feelings, especially around those more challenging dynamics in relationships or your financial matters. Now, with Saturn retrograde in your 12th house, and let's not forget this new moon forms a trine to Saturn, there is this encouragement or an invitation even to reflect or to think deeper about any hidden fears or unconscious habits that might be holding you back, that might be making you feel stuck, unable to move forward. Now, this trend can also encourage you to approach these thoughts or insights with patience. Now, here, Saturn's influence also gives you that sense of maturity, that sense of patience as you move forward towards a profound healing, or as you experience that profound healing. Meanwhile, your chart ruler Mars is at 29 degrees of Cancer in your 4th house, highlighting family and home related matters. And this can generally intensify or create some tension around emotional security, emotional safety. Maybe this is about some unresolved family issues that could come up to the surface as well. And generally, this energy is urging you to address what's been building up beneath the surface. Now, on the other hand, with Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your 10th house, this could indicate some possible changes in your career, your public life, your retirement journey. And maybe this is a time also to think carefully about the direction you're heading, the path you want to follow. Think about whether it truly aligns with your ambitions, with your objectives. All right, so thank you very much, Aries. And now let's have a look at Taurus. Taurus, welcome. We've got a new moon in Scorpio activating your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So here the spotlight is on your one-to-one connections overall. So a really powerful moment, opportunity, if you will, for a fresh start in your close connections, whether with a partner, whether with a friend or a business partner. Now with Saturn retrograde in your 11th house, and Saturn connects with this new moon by a lovely harmonious trine, this could possibly indicate that some issues from the past connected to your friendships, connected to your community involvement, they might resurface around this time. But here, this is also an opportunity for you to maybe this is connected to boundaries, issues of boundaries. So maybe this is about setting clear boundaries with others. Maybe this is about finding a balanced way of engaging with others socially. Overall, the trine to Saturn can really help you to take a closer look at your connections with other people, how you connect with others, and so on. But at the same time, the trine with Saturn, even though it could bring something from the past connected to your friendships, but at the same time, there is an opportunity for learning from your lessons, past experiences, and this is an opportunity for creating steady, responsible partnerships that align with your goals, objectives, with your personal values. Mars at this time is at 29 anaretic degree of Cancer in your third house. And this could indicate with that 29 degree of Cancer that perhaps you might be having some heated conversations or a conversation with another person around this time. But this energy is generally here pushing you, encouraging you to speak up and resolve any ongoing conflicts. This isn't about pushing things aside. This is about being clear. This is about being authentic and just clearing up the air, because otherwise things will keep coming back. So an opportunity for finally resolving something that has been on your mind for maybe the last few weeks. You've been holding on to it, and now here this is a chance for you to just speak your mind and move forward, resolve whatever that needs to be resolved. Meanwhile, Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn, and this is your ninth house. So here we've got a major shift taking place in how you see the world. The ninth house is connected to our purpose, foreign travel, of course, but also our beliefs, our life philosophy, our life principles. So generally with Pluto being here at 29 degrees of Capricorn, this is generally a time when you might have a strong need to deepen your understanding of your spiritual or philosophical outlook on life. This is generally about having this strong need to understand life and your place in it. If you feel like you're lacking a clear direction, then here that 29 degree of Capricorn could also make you think more carefully and deeper about your beliefs, about the direction you're heading as well. But having said that, this could be also related to engaging in some adventurous activities with another person, because it's a new moon in your seventh house, one-to-one connections. Maybe there is a need to do something together, combining forces with another person, uniting your energies with another person. But maybe there's a need for doing something of a more adventurous nature, something that could bring you closer. All right, so thank you very much. And let's have a look at Geminis now. Hello, Geminis, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming new moon in Scorpio. So we've got a new moon, this new moon activating your sixth house. And this new moon overall brings a really fresh focus upon your daily life, your lifestyle, your daily routine, your work. So overall, this is a fantastic time to set intentions that could help you to boost your overall well-being, that could maybe transform your daily routine a little bit as well. This is a fantastic new moon for establishing habits and routines in your daily life that will help you to establish more balance in your daily life, that will help you to be more productive as well on a regular daily basis. Now, this new moon connects with Saturn by a trine. Saturn is retrograde in your 10th house of career and outside world. And this can generally make you reflect, think carefully, think deeper on some work-related responsibilities, or perhaps you might be reconsidering your long-term goals at this point as well. And this supportive energy trine to Saturn offers also some more structure, self-control, self-discipline. It is really helping you to integrate these new routines or new habits, or even health habits, dietary habits, in a way that supports your well-being, your ambitions, your goals as well. Now, Mars is at 29 degrees of Cancer at this time in your second house of income, finances, resources, and this can bring up some financial tension at this time, or perhaps stir up some thoughts about self-worth, self-esteem. Now, overall here, this is generally a moment for you to think carefully also about your financial security and stability. Maybe you will be taking some bold steps or actions to bring more security into your financial sector, bring more stability as well. Now, finally, with Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your 8th house, this is a really powerful moment of letting go of any deep emotions, deep feelings that are making you feel stuck in the present moment. But at the same time, this could be also about possibly implementing some necessary changes in how you handle intimate relationships. Or perhaps there is a need to implement something fresh and new and different in how the finances are shared and managed in your household, for example. So it's all about reviewing and reassessing, but also letting go that no longer serves you, your growth. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at Cancers. Hello, Cancers, and welcome to your horoscope for this upcoming new moon in Scorpio. Water sign, so great, it connects with you very well. And your sign is also a part of the Grand Kite. All right, so we've got a 5th house activation, which is connected to the creative side of psyche, life, self-expression, romance as well. So overall, this is a fantastic time to start new hobbies, start new projects, creative projects, to overall open up yourself to something different, something new. And maybe this is about a new romantic connection as well, or perhaps a new routine for your children, or perhaps I think there's a lot of stimulation that is really encouraging you, pushing you to express your creative inner urges in some artistic way. At the same time, Scorpio's depth invites you to fully embrace your passions, your interests, and perhaps let your true self shine. Now, Saturn is retrograde at the time of this new moon. It connects with this new moon by a lovely trine in your 9th house, the house of Pisces. And this can generally make you think about traveling. So perhaps you might be rethinking some plans connected to travel, connected to education, or perhaps connected to something bigger, larger than life, maybe larger than something just mundane, of a mundane nature. This could be about some big life adventures. And generally, the trine to Saturn gives you a lot of grounding energy. So it grounds your creative dreams, goals, objectives, or perhaps it helps you to turn your idea into achievable goals as well, realistic goals, practical even. Now, Mars at this time is at 29 degrees of Cancer in your 1st house. So this could give you a boost of energy, a determination as well. It's happening in your 1st house. And you might feel like, I need to do this or that before it's too late, before I run out of time. So this could be like a moment of crisis for some, or a moment when you feel like very impatient. Just to be mindful not to let that impulsive urge to get out of control. Now, finally, with Pluto being at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your 7th house, here, this of partnerships, relationships. So this also indicates that you are undergoing a transformation in your relationships. Maybe it's time to let go of some old power dynamics, or perhaps this is about exploring healthier, more balanced ways of relating to others, for example. So thank you very much, Cancers, and let's have a look at the next sign. Hello, Leos, and welcome to your horoscope. So here, this new moon activates your fourth house, and generally this new moon brings fresh, transformative energy to your area of home and family, emotional foundation, your inner world. And it's generally a really, really powerful, this is a very powerful time, an amazing time even to set intentions around creating a more nurturing living space, or perhaps this could be about mending family bonds, growing family bonds, even, or generally finding more comfort, more stability in the area of your home. Now we've got a trine to Saturn in your eighth house. Saturn is currently retrograde until the 15th. And with Saturn retrograde in your eighth house, you might find yourself reflecting upon anything to do with your investments, anything to do with your mortgage, for example, your intimate relationship. This could be also connected to how the finances and resources are shared and managed in your household. So this is generally all about those deeper aspects of life, deeper emotional commitments. But at the same time, while revisiting past challenges, reevaluating these aspects of your life, this is also a chance for closures, for healing. And the trine to Saturn offers that supportive, stable energy, adding a layer of stability to both your emotional and your financial matters. Mars is at 29 degrees of Cancer in your 12th house, ruled by Cancer, of course. So this can also stir up some hidden, unresolved issues. But at the same time, you are encouraged to face your fears, face any limitations, any deep-rooted emotional patterns that are ready to be released. Now, Pluto, on the other hand, is at 29 degrees of Capricorn, and this is in your sixth house of everyday routine, your lifestyle. And this generally signals some possible big changes, shifts in your in how you approach work, in how you approach health, well-being. It's generally a really transformative time. It's a time to let go of any outdated habits, outdated routines, or maybe even attitudes towards your diet, your wellness. This is about replacing them with ones that are truly empowering, that are healthier, that are simpler as well. All right, so thank you very much, Leos. Let's have a look at Virgos. Virgos, welcome. We've got a new one in Scorpio activating your third house. So here the third house highlights anything to do with communication, learning, your connections within your community, short distance travel as well. And this is a perfect time to dive into a new course of study. This is a great time to brush up on a skill or some skills, for example, that you use at your work, for instance. Or perhaps this is also a chance to improve your connection with other people, with your neighbors, with your sibling. Saturn is retrograde in your seventh house of partnerships, love, relationships, contracts, and this can bring relationship dynamics into the focus at this time. Perhaps this is about some unresolved issues resurfacing around this time, but this is a chance also to heal them. Now, the supportive trine to Saturn in Pisces in your seventh house, this energy really encourages open, honest communication in your relationships. That can lead to a more solid, more lasting connection. So there is this vibe related to connections, your connection with other people. And now, while Mars is at 29 degrees of Cancer in your 11th house, and this could stir up potentially some tension in your friendships, in groups, activities, group dynamics. But this is also a type of energy here, this anaretic degree of Cancer, that gives you the courage, the drive to address and any conflicts that show up around this time. Now, finally, we've got also Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your fifth house, another anaretic degree here being highlighted. And this generally indicates some transformative shift, changes in how you express yourself, how you express your creativity, how you connect with others in a romantic sense. So this is also connected to your parenting style, your children. There could be also a major shift going on in this area of life. And overall, this is a really powerful time to dive deep into your passions, into your interests, into your hobbies, explore maybe new ways of self-expression. And this is also about rediscovering what truly fuels your creative and romantic spirit as well. So thank you very much, Virgos. And let's have a look at Libras. Hello, Libras, and welcome. We've got a new moon activating your second house of income, finances, resources, possession. So generally, the focus of this new moon is on your finances, on your values, self-worth. It's a really great time to set financial goals, some fresh financial goals, or perhaps to think about what truly matters to you on a deeper level. Now, with Saturn retrograde in your sixth house at this time, Saturn will station direct on November the 15th. This could be related to some old challenges in your daily work, or perhaps health routines that might pop up around this time, stimulating you, encouraging you to establish healthier habits, healthier routines that could help you to be more productive on a daily basis. And generally, this supportive energy between the new moon and Saturn can help you to create a solid, long-lasting plan, both financially speaking and also with anything to do with your self-care or your well-being as well. Now, when we look at Mars, the traditional ruler of this new moon, Mars is at 29 anaretic degree of Cancer in your 10th house. This energy can really push you to make bold moves, to take bold steps overall, and take decisive action in your professional life, in your outside world. Now, we also have Pluto, the modern ruler of this new moon. Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your fourth house. So this also suggests that there's a certain degree of transformation taking place or brewing in your home and family life. And maybe this is a time to let go of some old emotional baggage and build a more solid foundation that feels more supportive, more empowering for you and for your loved ones. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at Scorpios. Hello, Scorpios, and welcome. So we've got a new moon coming up in Scorpio in your first house, a really important new moon. You're starting a new 12 months cycle. And generally, this new moon highlights a brand new chapter, a fresh chapter connected to self-discovery. And this also is connected to how you show up in the world. Your physical appearance is also highlighted, your goals, your ambitions. It's a great time to focus on personal growth, on setting intentions around stepping into a more empowered vision of yourself, whatever it means for you. Now, Saturn is retrograde in your fifth house, and you might find yourself revisiting some old creative projects, or perhaps you might be reevaluating some of your interests, some of your romantic connections, for example, that you've had in the past. For instance, you might be reevaluating your parenting style as well. And generally, this is also connected to your connections with other people, especially those that need a bit more structure or commitment. Now, the trine to Saturn supports you in bringing discipline to your self-expression, to any project, to any goal you are working on. And this can also help you to ground those creative or even romantic impulses as well around this time. Now, Mars is at 29 degrees of Cancer in your ninth house, the 29th anaretic degree of Cancer. And this can stir up a hunger or thirst, if you will, for adventure, for knowledge, for learning, giving you a possible push to plan a trip or perhaps to get engaged in some educational pursuits or activities. For example, if you want to teach or coach others, and perhaps this is also when this energy will really, really encourage you for taking the next step forward. So anything that broadens your horizons, anything that broadens your wisdom is really appealing at this time. Now, Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your third house, about to transition into the fourth house more permanently. And this suggests that your communication style is undergoing a shift, transformation to a certain extent, your mindset even. And generally this shift, shift of mindset, of communication style can encourage you to express yourself more deeply, more authentically even. And in turn, this can also bring opportunities for more meaningful, more empowering conversations as well. So thank you very much. And let's have a look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius, welcome. So here we've got a new moon activating your 12th house of hidden matters, subconscious mind, and spirituality. So here with the new moon in this area of your life, this is a really powerful time for reflection, for deep healing, an ideal new moon for releasing any deeply rooted feelings, emotional baggage, for letting go of no longer serves you. Now, Saturn retrograde in your fourth house, connecting with this new moon by a trine. This energy is about revisiting, reevaluating, reassessing family dynamics, especially with the eclipses here triggering your fourth and the 10th house, especially next year, and the nodes moving here. So generally, this energy can definitely stimulate you to reassess your current living situation. At the same time, some unresolved issues from the past may resurface connected to home and family dynamics. But here, this is a chance for you to address these issues, matters, if you will, with a bit more maturity, perhaps, with a sense of responsibility in some way as well. And this supportive energy of the trine, the new moon and Saturn trine, this can help you to create a strong emotional foundation at the same time, and giving you more space and more room even for more stability, for more security, but in your inner world as well as in your outside world. But here, the 12th house new moon is very much connected to what's happening on the inside. Now we've got Mars at 29 honorary degree of Cancer in your 8th house, about to move into Leo, but still in Cancer. And this can bring some intensity when it comes to your intimate life, when it comes to your shared and joint resources, close relationships. And it can possibly stir up tension, but it can also give you the determination to work through any financial, intimate, or emotional issues. Here we've got also Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your second house of finances, resources, and this can bring a certain degree of transformation to your financial sector, self-worth as well. But it's a really powerful moment to let go of any outdated beliefs about money, about your ability to attract money, to save, to earn, to succeed, and this is generally an opportunity for a fresh, more empowered perspective when it comes to finances and self-worth. So thank you very much, Sagittarius. Capricorns, welcome. We've got a new one coming up in your friendship area here on the very 1st of November at 9 degrees. And this new moon activates your area of friendship, social groups, future goals, dreams, objectives. And it's a really great time to set fresh intentions surrounded around your community involvement, friendships, your long-term goals. We've got a lovely connection with Saturn, your ruler, retrograde currently until the 15th of November in your 3rd house. And this is generally pushing you, encouraging you, stimulating you to think about how you communicate with others. Or perhaps this could be about going back or revisiting and returning back into some mentally stimulating project that perhaps needs more structure, that perhaps needs more attention given. Now, the supportive energy between the new moon and Saturn here at this time can really help you to build stable connections with others, especially within your social circles, and bring more organization also to your plans, to your objectives, to your goal. Maybe it's time to write things down to truly understand which direction you want to take. Maybe you need a vision map or a manifestation board of some sort, whatever works best. Now, we also have Mars at 29 anaretic degree in your seventh house. And this can generally create a certain degree of tension in your one-to-one connections, partnerships, unions. And at the same time, you are motivated here. Overall, with Mars, bear in mind, at 29 degrees, you can really stand your ground and you can speak your mind. And at the same time, this energy really motivates you to take action or perhaps resolve any conflict issues that there might be or that will appear around this time. This can generally help you to strengthen your relationships if you talk things through, if you get it out, something that you've been holding on to for too long. Now, we also have Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, your first house, of course, and this generally indicates a major transformation in how you see yourself. Now, this is generally with Pluto leaving your first house, and Pluto has been here since 2008, so it's a really long transit. And this is now a chance for you to step into a new phase of self. This is a chance to fully embrace the changes that are helping you grow into a more empowered version of yourself. So thank you very much, Capricorns. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming new moon in Scorpio. And this new moon brings a fresh start to your career, outside world, public life. So overall, it's a great time to set new goals, new objectives, new intentions connected to professional life growth and development, your retirement, your outside life, outside world overall. And this is also when you might be rethinking, reevaluating your path forward, professionally speaking, especially if you've been craving a shift or a change in direction. Saturn retrograde in your second house of income, finances, resources will make you think deeply and maybe even rethink your finances and self-worth, both personal values. And this energy can also encourage you to revisit past choices that you made in the past connected to your investments, connected to your finances, your income, job changes and choices as well. And in order to create a stronger, more secure foundation. Now, the trine to Saturn also provides a steady and stable support, gives us that self-control as well. It can help you align your career aspirations, ambitions, or anything to do with your outside world, your objectives, your goals as well, and with what truly matters to you. Now, we've got Mars at 29 degrees of Cancer, an anaretic degree of Cancer in your sixth house, and this can create a certain degree of challenge or a tension or an obstacle even when it comes to your daily work routine or perhaps your health habits. But here you get this big push to make improvements where needed. Maybe the universe is trying to tell you that you need to implement some little changes in your lifestyle, daily routine in order to step into a healthier and a happier version of yourself. Pluto at this time is at 29 degrees of Capricorn in your 12th house, and this indicates a deep transformation taking place or possibly taking place on a subconscious level. So this is a time to release old emotional patterns. This is a time to also move away from any unhealthy habits, addictions, and embrace that healing energy that can help you move forward and help you to feel more free. All right, so thank you very much. Hello, Pisces, and welcome. So we've got a new moon taking place in your ninth house of Scorpio. And this can give you a really strong desire to expand your horizons, expand your wisdom, broaden your horizons, even to learn, to study, absorb knowledge. And here, travel, learning, spiritual exploration is definitely highlighted. If you want to teach, coach, learn astrology, or perhaps learn about aviation, or start your international business, or learn about publishing, or start a citizenship or a passport application, then this new moon could be a time when you start the process. And generally, this is a perfect time to set new intentions that can push you to grow and see things from a very fresh perspective. Now, Saturn is in your first house retrograde at this time, and this is when you might be reflecting upon your goals and the direction you want to take in your life. And the trine to Saturn overall supports that grounding energy and supports you in making the decisions that align with your true self. So at the same time, you might be questioning your beliefs, your life philosophy, the direction you're heading, especially if you feel confused or unsure about which direction to go or take. Mars at this time is at 29 degrees of Cancer in your fifth house at an erratic degree. And this can bring some tension around some creative projects, the romantic side of your life, or perhaps your child, for instance. And generally, this energy gives you a lot of drive, motivation. So whatever happens, you've got the energy, the drive, the courage to face it and take action and make positive changes based on the experience that occur around this time. Now, finally, Pluto is at 29 degrees of Aquarius in your 11th house. And this generally tells us about this need to rethink your long-term goals, dreams, but at the same time, you're going to be rethinking, reevaluating, reassessing your connection with other people, your social connections, your friendships. Overall, what this energy is preparing you for in this new moon as well, with all that intensity in the air, this is about a possible shift in how you connect with others, in how you pursue your goals. This is generally about the upcoming transformation in your life with the eclipses and the nodes activating your first and the seventh house. There's a lot about relationship, seeing relationship from a slightly different angle, learning to interact with others differently, seeing love, unions, connections from a different angle, different perspective. All right, so thank you very much, Pisces.